So Ved was heard by the sages from God when they were in meditation. They heard. So we got the Ved, which is Nuna Shruti. And Smriti, all other the scriptures which we have fall in the category of Shruti, of Smriti. Sorry, Smriti, right? Smriti is a memory is something which we have the proof of, like the Mahabharata, Ramayana, you know. So like this, we have different books in Hinduism, which we call the Smritis. We call that Smritis, which were given by many sages, many of them, right? But one of those sages is Manu, what we are going to study. Manu. The sage Manu has given us also Smriti, Kinopelli Manu Smriti. See others like Parashar Smriti, to stuff. The different sages, they gave different Smritis. So what is there in their Smriti, in the thing that they have written? It is the law of the Hindu society. Okay, the laws of the Hindu society, pas seulement ça, but they also talked or discussed about the creator, the creation, right? About bhakti, karma, right? And basically, mainly Plito about the law of this society, of Hindu society, right? Among all the Smritis, Manusmriti is the popular one and is the most used one. In India, many people still follow the Manusmriti, which, well, I'm not saying we need not follow. It's up to you at the end of it. If you feel it's something to be followed, we follow. But personally, I have many problems with Manusmriti. I may follow the good thing of it, which we have in it. Let's see. So as I was saying, in your syllabus, you have Manusmriti chapter 1, 5, and 12, right? So you see there is the mention here. A detailed analysis or close reading of the text will not be required. Okay, les parents avec you is Manusmriti chapter 1. I have summarized it this way. So lots of things in it, right? So that detailed study is not so expected, but know what is there in the chapters, right? We'll discuss that. So sages, they approached Manu. Probably Manu is the sage Manu here, as they had a thirst of knowledge. Okay, few sages, they wanted to have knowledge, to get knowledge. So they went to sage Manu and asked Manu to give them knowledge, right? And Manu is going to give the knowledge, of course. Let's say this one. I have selected few translation of the verses. We can't discuss all of them, but the important one, which I felt important, I've included the translations here, right? So declare to us the sacred laws of each of the castes. Remember the caste, the Varna system, what we call the caste today, right? We have the Brahman, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, and the Shudras. They are the four castes, the four Varna. Okay, so we'll talk about that as well in it. So they wanted enlightenment on the Varnas. And here Manu elaborated about it. He talked about the Varnas. So this quote is from chapter 1, verse 5. He says, this universe created in the shape of darkness. If you remembered, those who have the Nasadya Sukta, at the beginning of the Nasadya Sukta, it says there was utter darkness. There was nothing. There was utter darkness, right? So the same thing Manu is elaborating upon. Unperceived, destitute of marks, unattainable by reasoning, wholly immersed as it were in deep sleep. That was before creation. There was nothing. There was, like the Nasadya Sukta says, there was no night, no day, no time, right? This is how he is referring to. Then what happened? Manu says the Lord desired to do creation. Same in the Purusha Sukta and Nasadya Sukta, we told the same thing. And then what happened? He did creation. God did the creation. He means the Lord, God, desiring to produce beings of many kinds from his own body. From where do we come from? From God. We all emanated from God. So then God decided to create many beings, right? First, with a thought, created the waters and placed his seed in them, right? So you will see many theories of how God created the universe. This is one of it, right? That seed became the golden egg. Samki novel Hiranya Garbha. Hiranya, I write it here. Hiranya Garbha. Maybe I Hiranya Garbha. Say the golden womb out of which we came, all of us. C'est-à-dire God en rythme là. C'est ça qu'il peut refer here as the golden egg. Hiranya Garbha, the golden womb. You can use the word, of course, Hiranya Garbha. So it became a golden egg. Its brilliance was equal to the sun. In that egg, he himself was born as Brahman, the progenitor of the whole world. If you refer to the other theories of the Vedas, this is not the Veda, this is the manusmriti. What other theories of the Vedas, get Nasatya Purusha Sukta itself, it says God had the desire to create. There has been a brilliance, light, you can say, and out of that there has been creation. Nous avons relié ça avec lui, right? There are other theories of creation as well. Like God uttered the word Om, the vibration of the word Om. Okay. So we are all referring to that same golden egg, to that same brilliance here. So God created the world. The waters called Nara, since his residence is the waters. So we are saying the Lord, his residence is the waters. Maybe this Sakapa Aminja to the Lord Vishnu, who lives on the ocean, on the waters, right? He is called Narayan. In the Purusha Sukta, if you study all the in details, the verses of Purusha Sukta, it's Narayan, the creator, Narayan, resides on the water. He is the first cause of creation. Right? Ni Narayan, ni Panjali Vishnu Narayan. Okay. Because Narayan particularly reside on water. So God is the first cause of creation. The Narayan is the first cause of creation. He created us. The divine one resided in that egg during a whole year. Pabye the Hiranyagarbha, Linkhe the Hiranyagarbha, the golden egg. He resided in it for 1 year. And he himself, by his thought alone, divided into two halves. That one golden egg he divided into two parts, right? One is heaven, the other one is the earth, right? Between them, the heaven and the earth, Kinuena, the middle sphere. We have the souls, we have all the products having the three qualities. Three qualities are the three gunas, the sattva, the rajas, and the tamas. Means all the creations that we have We have the organs, we have all beings, right? He calls the frame sharir. You know, sa, legolas and frame. He calls that sharira, right? He assigns several names, actions, conditions to all created beings. Different names have been given to different beings, right? We have got the human title, the other an animal kingdom, yin and other title. He created the class of gods. The class of gods. Si je te rappelle, je peux trouver the même process of creation in the Purusha Sutta. The same thing. From fire, Mokanuja classes of gods, say the demigods here. Varun, Agni, Jasa. From fire, wind, and sun, he drew forth the threefold eternal Vedas. He gave us the Vedas, right? He created time, moon, planet, rivers, etc. The five senses, right? Out of the five elements, the whole world was framed. So he created the five elements, and then the whole world was created. But for the sake of prosperity of the worlds, he caused the Brahman, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, and the Shudra. That is for the world, for the society to function properly. He created the four Varnas. Out of his mouth, arms, thighs, and feet. We get that from the Purusha Sukta also. Okay. Qui fait en chaque femme peut dire dans Purusha Sukta aussi dans ça, dans Nasatya Sukta aussi dans ça. C'est for you to be aware of what Manu is saying is not different from what has been written in the Vedas. It is not different. Okay. For the time being, it's not different about creation. So who created the four Varnas for the proper functioning of the society, for the prosperity? Sorry. He divided his own body. He became half male, half female, right? Then I said as a God here, desiring to produce created beings, perform difficult austerities. Again, in Purusha Sukta in Janu, God did sacrifice. Here also Manu is saying he did austerities. God put in fair creation, in fair austerities. And we simple human beings to get liberation, we have to, right? And called into existence 10 great sages. He created the 10 great sages. Dans Ena, théorie il increase 7 sages. Here Manu is saying the 10 great sages, right? These are the names here. Mariki, Atri, Angira, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, Praketa, Vashishta, Brigu, and Narad. Okay. Depending si ça va prendre mal no lines, not that. He created 10 sages, that's it. He created the demons, the apsaras are the angels, the nagas, nag, the lightnings, thunderbolt, fish, birds, so many things that immovable things as well, insect, etc. All categories of insect animals. A year is a day and night of the god. Police 1 year, c'est ça. A day and night of the god. Normal jela. Nous 1 year is a day and night of God. Police qui fait un jour and 1 night for us is 1 year. Right? 1 year. Half year, say the hour half year. is 1 day of God, and the second half year is 1 night of God. Right. And here manusmriti Manu Pluto talks about the yug. He created time, he created the yugas. Stadia nu apildi the yugas. So one Mahayug, we have this number of years in one Mahayug. So we have 4 yug, Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, and Kali Yug. And as we know, now we are in Kali Yug, right? We are very at the very beginning of Kali Yuga. We have many, 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 many years to go, right? So I believe I once told you that the yugas is depicted as a cow, as a cow. In the Satyug, it says the cow had 4 legs. And cow, 4 legs means, stability. The Treta Yuga is depicted as a cow on 3 legs. Picardebutlo sur les pieds, 3 legs, but with certain difficulty. And the Dwapar Yuga is depicted as a cow on 2 legs. Yeah, on 2 legs. La, half of the body is in difficulty. And Kali Yuga, a cow standing on 1 leg. This is too difficult. No? This is how Kali Yuga is today. This is how it is with all the problems. If you get the opportunity, if you get time, read the Kalki Puran. It will help you, and it will increase your knowledge also about the Kali Yuga. Read the Kalki Puran. For me, it's like feeling ashamed being born again and again. Pumali personally, after reading the Kalki Puran. So what are the chief virtue in the different yug? In the Satyug, it was austerity. They were doing austerities, meditation. The Treta Yuga, knowledge was prevalent. Dwapar, performance of sacrifices. And Kali Yuga, liberality. These are the chief virtues. But in the Bhagavatam, that's a reference, of course, in the Bhagavatam, it has been said what are the 4 virtues we have. You can go that if you want. So to protect the universe which he created, the Lord assigned separate duties. Remember, he created the 4 varnas. So he has given us different duties. The Brahman, as duty, he has to study, to impart knowledge, right? The Kshatriya has to protect people. The Vaishya has to do business, trade, lending money. And the Shudras have to serve like the servants, laborers, right? This is for the proper functioning of the society. I continue. Men is stated to be purer above the navel. Remember, there was a verse here. The 4 varnas has come from the 4 different parts of the body of God. Let's say God has a body. From his mouth was from the head, the mouth. We got the Brahman. From the arms, we got the Kshatriya. The thighs, the Vaishya, the feet, the Shudra. So the part above the navel, the head and the arms, are considered purer. and the thighs and the feet are considered less pure. Okay. This is one of the main problem here. Misinterpretation. Essayez comprendre ça. Misinterpretation. When I'm saying half of the body above the navel is purer, effectivement, les purer. Prends toutes les cours même. Half of the body, the upper part of the body, as from the navel till the head, it is the purest part of the body. From the lower, that is from the navel to go to the feet, it is not the purest part of the body. Right? Then you get in terms of chakras. Chakras, si je comprends chakra, I don't know. C'est the point of energies in different parts of the body. Okay? From the navel, la tête, we have the good chakras, the positive chakras, the purer chakras. And from the navel till the feet, we have the not so pure chakras. Right? This is how it is, the normal. But misinterpretation here, vivent dans qui façon. Since Brahman and Kshatriya came from the upper body of God, so they are superior. And since the Vaishya and the Shudra, they have come from the lower part of the body of God, means they are inferior. This is the biggest misinterpretation of what Manu has said. And this is what society believes today. Majority of people, you can say, right? Well, this is one explanation, evaluation of things. The very birth of a Brahman is an internal, eternal incarnation of the sacred law. For he is born to fulfill the sacred law and becomes one with Brahman. Okay. A Brahman is sage, Kalinne Vidya, Kalin and Brahman. This is one of the good thing, society can produce, can do. First, this Brahmin is going to impart knowledge, education to staff. And he need to protect the sacred law. He need to protect our scriptures. This is his duty. And to help others to protect as well, to follow them as well. What Manu says, right? A learned Brahmin must carefully study the scriptures, instruct his pupils, but nobody else shall do it. Parce que c'est sa duty. Quand il dit nobody else shall do it, pas veut dire they don't have the right to do it. Si un Shudra dire, I'm going to leave the work as a laborer, as a servant, I'll become a teacher. Then apprendre une teacher. So he becomes a Brahmin. But our society does not accept that. Indian society, the Indian concept, mindset, right, does not accept that. Souvent des fois, in a ban sages, dans ban place, qui nous appelle ban place sacrée, pilgrimage in India. I've seen many documentaries aussi que balance tend to follow what Manu Smriti has said. Literally, they follow that. Things cannot be followed literally. Si me prends ça bout là ou là que nous dire from the navel, the upper part is purer, donc the Brahman is superior, the Kshatriya is superior. You can't take things literally like that. See the meaning of it, the significance of it. Quand nous peut dire the upper body is purer, effectivement, les purer. One thing also in when we die, when a person dies, the soul has many can come out of the body through different places. for different places. And so les capables come out from the body, from the navels, from the lower part of the body, les caves sorti from there, ou bien from the upper part of the body. But the best part, the best thing qui est capable d'arriver, c'est de come out from the upper part of the body, specifically from the head. Là où nous la tête là, right? From the head. Et quand un soul est sorti from the head means il est bien prêt avec liberation ou bien il tout gain liberation. Mais fait comme s'il est sorti from the lower part of the body, it means, that soul will have to come again here. It can be in lower species also, right? So, interpretations, nous gavent anti-interpretations, but it should be the right thing. Okay, I continue. Yes, this work, but nobody else shall do it. Such a Brahman is never tainted by sin. That still he follow the duty given to him properly. He is never tainted by sins. His work procures fame, long life. It leads to supreme bliss and will be fully rewarded. So this is a bit of chapter 1. Let's see chapter 5. Talking about the society, about the different varnas again. So here, here Manu talks about the do's and the don'ts of a twice born. Quand le jeune twice born, c'est un démon qui prend Genève. And who usually they do that? Say the Brahman, right? The Dwij, the twice born. Faults which death seeks to shorten the lives of Brahmins. And Brahmins, la vie qui fait les diminuer. So because of the things he is not doing properly. Let's say his main duty is to protect the Vedas, impart the Vedas. But if not being done, this will shorten his life. And like this, there are many other things also. So let's say Brahman neglects the Veda study. He does not study the Ved. This is going to shorten his life. Shorten his life, ou bien, il est capable, bring the bad results also. Il pas nécessairement qu'il est mort très jeune. It can come in other way also. Deviation from code of conduct, eating forbidden food, right? So these things shorten the lives of Brahman. For example, garlic, leek, it is related to onions. Sepusaman spiritual people, they don't eat garlic and onions. Mushrooms and all plants coming from impure substances, they are not good for a Brahman, for a twice born. They need to avoid red exudations from trees and juices, right? C'est quoi? It is oozing out of a fluid with high content of protein. That is what you call a balanced diet, is recommended. Ne pas eat too much proteins, too much carbs. So even the Brahmin should have that balanced diet. He should not drink thickened milk of a cow, which she gives after calving. So Vandiva, it is a topic of discussion. Should we drink the milk of a cow or not? Which is definitely very good. But this is not our milk, not the milk for us to drink. It is for calving. So bans enfants, ce milk that we drink. Brahman should not eat meat which has not been sprinkled with water while sacred texts were recited. I guess you're aware, you know the word halal, no? Qui souvent des fois, the restaurants have a certificate of halal. So halal, c'est quoi? When they are killing the animals to be eaten, they read sacred texts. So Hinduism also, as per manusmriti, Hinduism also has that arrangement. When they are going to kill the animal, sacred texts are recited. So the Brahman must not eat that meat when being killed, when the animal was being killed, and sacred texts have not been recited. Bizarrement halal, c'est-à-dire, right? Milk of cow within 10 days after her calving. Okay, the 10 days, the very crucial for the cows, no babies, to drink the milk. After that, we can drink. Yes, that is what I told you initially. There are different things I don't agree with this manusmriti personally, right? So even if a priest today leads a holy mass non-veg, this is okay. You can't stop the person's end. Deuxièmement, il est OK tant qu'il peut manger in form of what you call halal, but as per the Hindu traditions, right? This is what Manu says. So, avoid carnivorous birds, those living in villages, sparrow, etc. We should not. He who eats the flesh of any animal is called the eater of the flesh of that particular creature. He who eats fish is an eater of every kind of flesh. Let him therefore avoid fish. Okay. Ça veut dire si il peut manger mouton, veut dire il peut manger meat of that particular creature. But if we are eating fish, we are eating every kind of flesh. Ah, Seigneur. Let's continue. But fish called patina, rohita can be eaten if used for offerings. Ça, c'est, I try to look for if these are the fish. Okay. Well, it is too much details, but a twice-born man who knowingly eats mushroom, a village pig, garlic, onions, leeks, will become an outcast. Right. Lipapu considered as a Brahmin. In case he has eaten the forbidden food, he must fast for 1 day and 1 night. Let's say onions or mushrooms or whatever, which are forbidden. If he has eaten that, leaves a fast. One may eat meat when it has been sprinkled with water while mantras were recited. Herbs, trees, cattle, birds, animals that have been destroyed for sacrifices reach higher existences. This is also from the Vedas, okay? Animal sacrifices were being done for the upliftment, for the those souls in the animals to evolve, not for pleasure, of course. Okay. Quand tu used faire man sacrifices, c'est-à-dire faire man recite man mantras, but the meat was not being used for the human pleasure during the Vedic times. He who injures innoxious, harmless beings from a wish to give himself pleasure never finds happiness, right? We are still talking about Brahman. Manu advocates that one who desires the good of all beings obtains endless bliss. That is to do good, to think good about others. He further says that injury to sentient beings, those having the senses, is detrimental to the attainment of heavenly bliss. So if you are going to kill, to injure those having senses, like an animal aussi, we won't get heavenly bliss, right? So he must therefore shun the use of meat. Anyone who permits the slaughter of an animal, cuts it, kill it, buy it, sell it, cook it, serve it, eat it, is a slayer of animal. Même si pas moi qui n'a tué animal, but if I've eaten it, I'm a slayer of the animal. This has been also been said in the Mahabharata by Vedyas. He who during 100 years annually offers a horse sacrifice, previously this was being done. Even Indra has done that. And he who entirely abstain from meat obtain the same reward for their conduct. Right? So you will see there are two different things being said here. You don't eat the animal, you don't eat the meat. Et de l'autre côté, Linda, if you are eating the meat, you eat the meat which has been, prayers has been said while killing it. So which one to follow? Remember, we are people of Kali Yuga. We have temptations. We can't control our senses. So here you have the two paths. Choose your path. Manu is there. Choose your path. I mean, Manu has given us the path. We need to choose it, right?